Welcome back once again, everybody. Lovely to see you all again. We're going to continue working up the chain today. We're going to work on a bit of upper body and posture. So we've been working on a lot of lower body in the previous episodes. Again, if you want to go back and check those out, go and have a butcher's. Primarily looking at sort of, with like your feet and then up into your walking and stuff. And now we're going to look at upper body and posture, keeping you upright up top. All right. So if you've enjoyed the video so far and you still want to continue getting notifications on when we're putting new stuff out, hit that subscribe button, hit the likes, give us some comments, let us know how you're getting on with all of this. Tell us where you're from as well, see where we're reaching. In the meantime though, let's get cracking. So welcome back, everybody. Let's get you going. Let's start you off laid down onto your front. Okay, so I want to start off with working into the back half of your body. Okay, so right down that posture. So we want to be looking down towards the floor here. We're lengthening from the top of the head towards the far wall. You got your arms up over the top of your head, hands and feet are shoulder distance apart. We're going to squeeze through your bottom the entire time on this one. And the idea is that we're going to gently just hover the arm and leg on opposite sides. Deep breath in at the top, and then let's breathe it out as we gently control back down. All right, then we're going to swap over sides, and we're going to keep going here now. All right, so we're just going to go for a couple of minutes, and we're just going to have a lovely time with it. So here we go. So 2 minutes of this one first. All right, so again, get your bottom squeezed back in the right place, arms out nice and stretched. And then as we breathe it out, we take the arm and leg up. Now again, you're not going too far up. All we want to try and do is hover a little bit, but then be as long as you possibly can, okay? There are variations on this where you do it a lot faster, but for the time being, I just want to get us doing this nice and slowly, keeping your bottom squeezed and really focus on working down the back half of the body, okay? So again, top of the head lengthens out towards that far wall. And again, with the breathing, you're breathing out as you lift. Deep breath in at the top to hold it, squeeze. Breathe it out as we gently control back down. Okay. Very, very nice. So, this is going to work right the way down the back half of the body here. So you should start feeling that in your lower back, probably up into the shoulders and upper back as well, through the neck. And this is all those areas that get really hammered throughout the week, especially if we're sat down a lot. If you do a lot of walking, you tend to slouch, that kind of thing. You're looking down to the floor the whole time. Doing any of that and doing it repetitively, that's going to have a bit of an effect on your posture and how your back and how your shoulders feel. So this is going to kind of help open you out a little bit. And we're going to combine that in just a moment with a chest stretch to really loosen all of that off. Okay. So again, we breathe out, hold it, deep breath in, breathe it out as we gently come back down. Just going to keep going. I'll let you know when you're allowed to stop. Gently controlling back down through. Sorry if I sound a bit bunged up. I've had a cold for the last couple of weeks. I know, little tear, bring out the violins. But it's been lingering on, so if I sound a bit nasal, I do apologise. Right, so from that one there, we've done the 2 minutes on that. So let's then gently bring you back up, and we'll just go into a little child's pose just to release out for a moment there. So big deep breaths into this. Really just try and sink down towards the floor. Every time you breathe out, just try and ease down that little bit more. All right, so we've released out the back a little bit there now. So the bit that a lot of times people miss with when they're looking at their posture and strengthening is the tightness that they might have across the chest and across the front. So whenever we're doing this and we're typing or we're driving or anything, we've got our shoulders in that kind of rounded position, then what happens is the muscles across the front here get very, very stiff and they start pulling you in that position. That's where you're spending most of your time, and it sees it as being its kind of default position. But what we want to do is we want to strengthen at the back, but we also want to loosen at the front here so that there's not that constant pull here the whole time, okay? So we need to go nice and carefully with this one, but what we're looking to do on here now is gently relaxing you down onto your front and we're having the arms out to the sides this time, okay? So all I want to try and do for this one is gently roll up, and you can use the other arm to help press as well, and turn away from that one arm. Now, apologies if you can hear the drilling in the background. There's a new business coming in next door. I'm not letting one go. Honest. Yeah, that was a good one. So again, big deep breaths up into this one now. So that's going to be the movement here. I don't want you to go too far with it, but what we're looking for here is, again, we're going to go for a minute each side on this one now. So not quite as much. We're doing 2 minutes combined between the two, which will help release out the chest, do that stretch. So again, arm level with the shoulder there. If you want to use the other hand in just close into the chest here to gently ease up, you can. And we're just going to stay in that position, okay? So again, big deep breath, don't force it, just go into a point where you feel a bit of a gentle stretch and want you to stay there, okay? And again, deep breathing. And just try and let that shoulder relax. If you feel like it does ease off and you can gently ease up maybe an extra millimeter or two, you can always go with that. But this is going to really get into that whole area that is really tight across the front. You're also going to feel it across the back as well, but primarily the bit that I'm after is the front here, okay? You can also change emphasis a little bit by just rolling the hand back and forth a little bit. That'll get a bit more, change some of the way the tissues are moving. But again, if you just want to stay static on it and not move, that's fine. You can do that too. But again, deep breathing. It's a wondrous occasion. Right, and let's gently then relax you down off of that one. So that's 1 minute done on that side. Then we're going to do the same thing. So again, hand out level with the shoulder, palm down to the floor. The other hand can come in towards the chest. And let's gently just ease you up and over. Now you may find that one side is quite a bit easier than the other here. All right. If you have any sort of shoulder issues going on there, any injuries, again, go very, very carefully with this. Don't force it. And there are other variations on chest stretches as well. We have done some in the previous videos, so you can always go back and look at others as well if you feel like this one's not going to be suitable for you. Again, sorry about the noise if you can hear it. And apologies for my coughing as well. I seem to have this sort of lingering, this little bit of bunged upness and cough going on, so hopefully that will go in the next little while. Hey, maybe that could be a thing, each video I'll just give you a little health update, sort of let you know I'm not going anywhere, everything's all good. But again, big deep breaths, nice and steady, and again, let's relax that gently down and off as well. Now, again, one more time, I'm just going to get us to come back into another child's pose just to relax out through your back and through the shoulders primarily this time I want to relax into. But then for our last one of my favorites, I then want to go into some bridging. Okay, so again, this is all about spinal mobility now. So we've looked at strengthening across the back, stretching across the front. Now let's just work on a bit of mobility through the actual back itself. Okay, so we're going to go for 2 minutes once again on this one. So 2 minutes of mobility on there. So we want to have feet and knees hip distance apart, arms are down to your sides. We want you to gently squeeze through your bottom as we then bridge up. All right, so coming up to the top. Again, we're not coming up so high that your ribs flare up. We want to keep the ribs down, but hips as high as we can whilst doing that. Squeezing your bottom, deep breath in, and then let's breathe out and completely relax, but try and curl back down through each individual vertebra at a time through your spine, okay? So again, let's go for that again. We breathe it out as we gently lift. Ribs down, hips up. Big deep breath in. Breathe it out. Gently curling back down. All right. So let's keep you going there now. So again, deep breath in at the top. Breathe out, relax. Because again, breathing in this particular way can really help your muscles relax and just ease out and off. And that's quite a nice way of doing it. And that's one of the big things with the breathing in Pilates. I know that's something that quite often people find a little bit tricky, is the breathing. That's something that takes a bit of practice and a bit of time to get used to. And that's normal. A lot of people do find that. But I think, like I've said before, the main thing for me is making sure that people get the technique down and they're doing things safely first. We can always time the breathing in another time if need be in the near future. So if you're very new to it and you're finding, oh, the breathing is really tricky, just get used to the exercise first and make sure you're moving safely. As long as you keep breathing. So just breathe naturally, to be honest, I would just say. But if you can time the breathing, you know, certain exercises are easier than others. If you can time the breathing in, no problem, then go for it, because that's the best way to be doing it. But the main thing I want you to avoid is holding your breath, because that's the thing, is if you get stuck on the breathing and you're confused by it, then you're going to hold your breath, and that's the last thing you want to do. That's definitely not a good long-term strategy, that one. So this will be our last repetition there. Breathe it out and gently come back down. All right. So then from there, what I quite like to do after that is just to release out through your back a little bit more, is just bring the arms out level with the shoulders there and just go for a couple of side twists here just to release out either side, get a bit of rotation as well. You might get the odd bit of clicking going on as you loosen off. Just a couple each side just to release out. And then we can gently bring you back up and to the top. All right, so hopefully you've enjoyed that one this week. We'll move on to some new bits next week. But again, like I said before, give us a thumbs up, give us a like, give us some comments, let us know how it's all going, all right? So have a lovely week, everybody. See you next time.